What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy PorterRock77 back with another video. If you're a new customer, if you're a new subscriber, or just someone viewing this video for the first time, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the content in this video, and I hope you become a subscriber and like the video. All right, but on to the topic. I want to talk about the recent announcement of the upcoming 4.50 firmware update for the PlayStation 4. Now, I'm gonna put the link in the description if you want to know specific about it. But chances are, because I attract some of the smartest, subscribers on YouTube, you guys already know. So why am I making this video? Because there's conversations that's happening on Twitter, whether external was needed, internal was better. There's a lot of stuff going on with this conversation that goes beyond just the announcement. I just want to touch on that. Just a little bit of conversation. So the conversation is, which is better, internal, external? We don't need that. We don't need this. And I see that a lot of conversations about that. And it's mostly between Xbox fans and PlayStation fans, or even internal to the PlayStation fans. So they just break down the advantages and the difference between the two. So we'll talk about the internal. And I apologize if I was stepping away because I was looking at some articles. But anyway, we'll talk about it. So for those of you that know, or like didn't play on the PS3 or the PS4, the PlayStation, since the PS3, had the ability to swap out hard drives. Right? So that means you were able to buy the console, and from that moment on, you could just pull out the hard drive and put in a new one. Right? All you had to simply do, let's say if you were already using the hard drive, back up your data, then remove the hard drive, install the new hard drive, get the OS operating system from the PlayStation website, load it up, and then upload your save file from your backup, right? And there you go. You got more spaces, right? So some people from the Xbox camp didn't understand that. They thought that, not so much didn't understand that, they thought it would be a pointless feature when you could just plug in external. So they're asking, why would you bother to swap out internal when you could just easily plug in external, okay? In terms of space, and if that's all you're concerned about, you would be right. But by being able to swap out your internal hard drive, it's more than just gaining more space. It's actually upgrading your hard drive. So right now, all hard drives from the Xbox and the PlayStation, right? Xbox and PlayStation, it's 5600 or is it 5400 RPM? It's the lower end RPM, meaning the speed and the read and write files of the hard drive. You can swap that out on the PlayStation. You can swap that out, and you can buy hard drives that are at 7200 RPM or 10,000 RPM, which means faster installing, faster reading, faster writing, just overall faster speed. I swapped out mine to a 7200, and I noticed much better installing and accessing data on my PlayStation. Some people went beyond that. Some people bought hybrid drives, which is a combination of a standard hard drive and a solid state hard drive. So they got the size of a standard hard drive, but a little bit better performance because it's close to a solid state. And then some people went full-blown solid state device, which is the ultimate speed, ultimate write speed, read and write speed. Much better performance, much better installation, much better access to the game, much better loading times. It's just an overall better experience. The best way I could explain it to the Xbox community, look at the Xbox One S Elite bundle or the Elite console. That console comes with a hybrid drive. And those of you who own it know exactly what I'm talking about. Especially if you had the original Xbox and upgraded to Elite, you know the difference between having a regular hard drive from the Xbox One and the hybrid drive, So that's the advantage of being able to swap out the internal. You're able to upgrade your hard drive without needing the company to sell you, an Elite bundle or an Elite console. You could take if you were allowed to switch out the internal on your Xbox One S, you could buy your own hybrid drive. You could buy your own full solid state drive, and you will get a better performing console, over here. So that's the advantage of internal hard drives. All right. So with that said, on the PlayStation, you could swap out the internal hard drive up to 4 terabytes. So again, some of the PlayStation fans says, what's the point of the external? The only thing that's going to do is clutter your area, So this is my take on that. All right. The advantage of going external is you actually get more space for your buck. And this is how it is. Right. Let's say you have a 1 terabyte internal hard drive on your PlayStation and you filled it up. You filled up 1 terabyte. It's time to upgrade. Now, if you upgrade to another internal hard drive, now again, we're not upgrading to a solid state or a hybrid. Let's just say you're going for the same exact hard drive, but you just want more space. All right. So if you upgrade to a 4 terabyte hard drive, you're going to do the process that you need to do. You're going to back up your 1 terabyte, remove the hard drive, put in the new 4 terabyte hard drive, and now upload your 1 terabyte of data that you backed up. So now you got 4 terabytes of data. I mean, 4 terabyte space that you put on a hard drive, but you're already going to use 1 terabyte right from the get go because of the 1 terabyte of information you backed up. So in reality, you only increased your space by 3 terabytes because 1 terabyte is already going to be used up. With an external, you have 1 terabyte data on your console, but now when you buy the 4 terabyte external, you get 4 new spaces. You just added 4 terabyte. You didn't have to back up and transfer the data over. It is still there. So you still got a full 4 terabytes. So in total, you got 5 terabytes of space now. You see the difference? And that's the advantage with the external. And also, with the going internal, you remove the 1 terabyte hard drive and you put in the 4 terabyte, and now you do all your backup and that everything. Now you have an excess 1 terabyte hard drive. I have plenty of portable devices. I don't need another 1 terabyte hard drive laying around. And usually what I done was I get an external and now I created a portable 1 terabyte hard drive. I don't need that anymore. I don't need wasted terabytes laying around in the house. So with the external for me, I buy the external 4 terabyte, 5 terabyte, whatever. I get the entire space to use. You know what I'm saying? So that's the advantage of externals. So either way, on PlayStation, it's a choice. You do what you want. If you don't want the clutter of an external hard drive and you want to keep it clean and whatever, and you're not concerned about having excess hard drives, whatever, you put that whatever, then yeah, stick with the internal. Especially if you want to upgrade to better performing hard drives, then yes, that's the way to go. For guys like me at this point where I already have the upgraded hard drive, now I'm looking just for more space, externals for where to go. I get the entire 4 terabytes. I don't have to worry about what am I going to do with this excess hard drive, right? So that's the little clarification. If some of you were reading about that on Twitter, I hope this clear up. The next thing I want to talk about is the boost. So for select games, Sony added this mode called Boost Mode, which helps with games that are not going to be in pro mode, and that's pretty much the older games. So games before October 2016, the developer will choose whether or not they want to support the pro, it's pro support. Most of them are not supporting the pro, because it takes time and it's not a lot of effort, but there's just no reason to go back to 2015 and now add pro support. Some developers just moved on. Now, games after October 2016, they are supporting the pro with pro mode, so you won't see boost mode impact these. But the boost mode is to automatically help improve performance on many games, I think, without the help of developers. It's not going to do 4K or anything like that, but what it is, it'll help out with the frame rate. So games that games that are 30 frames per second, but they're, choppy at 28, 22, whatever, you should be able to get the full 30 frames. Some games you might even bump up to 60 frames. It all depends on the game and how the boost mode reacts to it. Most of the games I've been seeing have been reaching its potential of what the game was set. So games that are set at 30 frames, if they were having trouble hitting that 30 frames, 27 frames, 25 frames, now they're hitting the full 30 frames. Games that were meant to be 60 frames, but again, hitting at 50, 55, 52, now they hit the full 60 frames completely, I hope over time the boost mode matures, maybe to boost games that are at 30 frames and bump it up to 60 frames. Who knows if that's possible, but that would be something nice. I don't know if it's possible, not sure, but I think it would be nice. But at the very least, seeing these small changes, games that were having trouble hitting 30 now hit 30, and some games that were having trouble hitting 60 now hit 60. So it's a good added thing. This was probably something Sony should have done from the beginning with the launch of the PlayStation 4, because it would have been a great advertisement. It would have been a great feature to learn about, especially when they did the unveiling. Or at the very least, they should have talked about it. They could have said, hey, a future feature on the PS4 is boost mode, and this is what we're attempting to do. So I don't know why they didn't mention that at all, because this was a nice surprise, and this came out of the blue. If they would have advertised it, that, who knows, maybe Pro would have had more sales. People would have saw more reasons to get the Pro if they found out. But I guess they probably waited to not promise something that they weren't sure they could deliver. But anyway, we have it now. I think the boost mode will mature over time. It will improve more games, and I think it will be more accessible to more games, especially the older titles. So we'll see how that is. So those are the two main points I wanted to cover for this. Now, there's other stuff that the 4.50 firmware update is going to cover. It's going to add 3D support if you have a PlayStation VR. Comes to wallpapers. Improve the UI and the quick bar menu. So that's pretty cool. I'll put the link up so you can read it yourself. I don't want to Most of you probably already know, but if you don't know, I'll put the link up. The article will explain it better than just listening to me. What I wanted to talk about was just some of the things gamers were having conflicting issues with, and I wanted to clear that up. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for looking at this video. If you're new to the channel, hey, please subscribe and like this video. Look at my other content. Also, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I host the 60 Frame No Like podcast. I try to have various guests of different tastes, from PC gamers, Nintendo gamers, mobile gamers, just different conversations to get different opinions. I'm primarily, my preference is PlayStation, but I don't hold back on people talking about, the Xbox, the PC, the upcoming Nintendo Switch. I look forward to conversations and opinions on all consoles and gaming. So I hope you join me every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. But again, like, subscribe, check out my other videos. You guys are awesome. Today's the Super Bowl, so enjoy it. Even if you're not into football, if you got friends that invite you, just go hang out with your friends and family and just enjoy the good time, all right? But anyway, you guys take care. Thanks for stopping by. Like, subscribe the video. I'm going to put up the icons on the screen so you could click on it, so it makes it easier for you, all right? Especially if you're on a mobile, tablet, or phone, okay? Anyway, take care. See you Wednesday, 7 p.m., 60 Frames, No Like Podcast, all right? And hit me up on Twitter. I'll put my link on there too. All right. I welcome all the followers and conversations you guys bring to the table. Anyway, take care. All right. Have a great weekend.